Hey, welcome back to That'll Do Garage. Thanks for joining me. We're going down a rabbit hole today. We're putting in a pool. I know you might think, what the heck, that's not really a car garage thingy, but it might be interesting. I get to play with some cool equipment. I'm doing it myself, so this ought to be interesting. I'm just going to try to avoid the hospital, generally. That's pretty much it. So my garage is just in chaos right now. There's stuff everywhere. Can't even walk. But we ordered this pool kit from a company, and they send pretty much everything, right down to duct tape and spray adhesive for the foam liner. So it's kind of cool. This panel here showed up. This is one of the wall panels, and this one got damaged in shipping. This brace got ripped out, so I pulled it out, straightened it out, hammered it back to close to flat, put it back in and welded it and painted it to try to protect it. So it's supposed to look like that. Looks like that, not bad. But yeah, this is a wall panel. You can see it is galvanized steel bolts together. So it's not, rocket science. Basically the way this is going to work is I dig a hole that's about as deep as this, and then I build the wall, and then I dig the rest of it out with the wall in place, for the deep end. So that's what we're going to get started on today. But we got all kinds of stuff here. We got a heater, we got a filter, we got brackets, this is a product called Poolcrete, I guess. It's kind of like a special blend of concrete for the floor of pools. And then down there is my liner. That is my pump. I mean, they send you all kinds of stuff. Like, see the rebar, and that's the spray adhesive. There's a bunch of brackets and hardware in there. And then this is the soft, squishy liner so that it's nice to the touch. These are the skimmers. I don't even know what else is back there. Oh, and like the handrail. It's literally a comprehensive kit. So that's pretty cool. But I've done one pool before. We did an above ground pool at our last house, and that went okay. It didn't take very long. I built a deck around it. This is kind of next level. I've been doing a lot of prep work for the last few months, just trying to figure everything out, get the permit and all that stuff. I had to run a gas line, started it. Had to do some electrical, started it, haven't finished yet. But I'll show you guys all that stuff. All right, so you can see I had the flags out here for the utilities getting marked. Here's some more wall panels, curves for the corners, obviously. Oh, I guess this guy forgot all his flags here. I guess I just inherited a bunch of flags. More wall panels. And this is, they even said sand for the filter, so that's kind of cool. But basically, the pool's going to live right over here. This is the power coming down. Gas line's going to come out that hole and come right here too. And then we're gonna make a flat spot here for the pool heater and filter and pump. Little tiny retaining wall. We ordered a pool, and my wife starts ordering inflatables. Like, not sure why we need this now, but it's here, so we're ready. Yeah, basically it's going right here. Big square or big rectangle, 16 by 32. We're gonna come off of the deck like, I don't know, probably about 8 or 10 feet. You can see there's a fiber. This is the fiber conductor for my internet, so I'm going to stay away from that. Come out over here, go down about 4 feet, build the wall, and then go down another couple feet for the deep end. And then my plumbing is just going to run straight. The end of the pool will be off the straight end of the house here, so my plumbing will just come straight here too. That should be fun. I think I'm going to do 2-inch rigid piping. You want to keep the elbows as low as possible to maximize flow. But so we're gonna level with there's a little concrete pad at the end of the stairs there. That's going to provide our finished height, and the pool will extend out this way to close to where I'm standing. So out here we'll have a vertical change, right? So we'll be doing, I don't know if it'll be like block or like a little sloped hill or something right here, but should be lots of opportunities to use the tractor. And so I rented an excavator. I'm going to pick it up today. Basically, and a dump trailer. So I'm going to put my big ugly truck back here with the dump trailer, run the excavator pick it up, put it in the dump trailer, and then dump the dirt over there in the corner where it's not in anybody's way, because I'm going to need a lot of it for backfill. I thought about putting it way out there and just make it go away, but I'm going to need to use a lot of it to backfill, and also to build that little space where the flat spot's going to be. And this pool has a tanning ledge built in, so it's 16 by 32, but the tanning ledge is 16 by 8, and it's like 8 inches deep. And it's basically just a set of steps and then like a ledge. I have to fill that with dirt too, and cement. So I'll need a lot of dirt for that. It won't be too far away, just over there. I haven't even done my measuring, my layout yet. This is literally day one. Well, it's day one for actual work. I've been planning and buying things for, I don't know, 6 weeks. So I should be able to do this for approximately 30% of the cost of this pool. I mean, the cost for labor on this is ridiculous. So anyway, I'll share numbers with you later, but that's where we're at. I'm getting to work right now. It's probably going to be a little bit of explaining and a lot of time lapses in these videos, and I'll break it up into a couple. But anyway, time to get started. Day one. Well, here we are. Pretty big hole. The excavator works better than I thought, and it has air conditioning, which is super nice. Literally my first swipe with the bucket, and I hit this irrigation line, which immediately gushed water. So that was super fun. These roots had me thinking for a while that this was some cabling in here, but I guess it is just roots. So I've been going down around 46 inches, something like that. I don't really know where I need to be, but I'll figure that out later. I'd say I'm maybe 20%, 30% dug. And the truck has been working less gooder. I was hoping I could fill it and then back up over there, but as you could see in the time lapse, I got stuck about 15 times. I mean, I seriously think I got stuck almost every time I went to dump it. So stuff like this started happening. Pull it out with the excavator, pull it out with the tractor. It's because you tilt the bed up, and then the bottom of the bed, the floor of the bed actually hits the ground, so it's like a giant break. So then you can't pull forward. I don't know what to do, but anyway, got all the dirt piled up here and moved it with the tractor. I think tomorrow I might try to go down here again, but I mean, I'm gonna get stuck. Well, shoot, I was getting stuck here. I might as well at least get the dirt down there, because I'm gonna get stuck anyway. But yeah, it's time to call it a night. I'm sure the neighbors are unhappy with me. I'm gonna go pull the mower deck off the tractor because I need something else to do tonight. And then tomorrow, try to get all this excavated tomorrow, at least rough excavated. And then, let's see, today's Friday, so that would be Saturday. And then Sunday, I'll assemble the pool. And the way this works is, you know, this is my excavation line, but this is the pool edge. So I'll build the pool in here, and then I can carefully and accurately measure, lay everything out, make it all level and square. And then I dig the deep end over here.
Okay, we're on like day 3, I think. My first scoop hit this irrigation line, very first scoop. So that was a good start. And then once we got everything figured out here left to right, we decided it was too close to the deck. So I shifted it over another 4 feet, which is what you see now. So what I've done so far, you know, I got a ballpark height. I came off of that concrete pad. You can see in the corner right there, I established a little platform. That was my finished height reference, but now we've moved it over. So I'm going to do that again. But I got this grid up, this box up. This is the exact dimensions of the pool walls, 16 by 32. It's not level, but it is square to itself and square to the house. So that's a good start. Next thing I'm going to do is refigure out my finished height reference in the new corner of the pool, and then that will give me a finished height for all of this. And then I think I'm going to level off the shallow end here. It's like 14 feet or something. We'll level all that out to here, nice and flat. Probably going to build a ramp in one of the corners so that I can drive the excavator and the tractor down in there and just straighten everything out, pack it all down. And then after that, I just kind of reach over and dig out the mass of the deep end. It's not too bad. We actually went with a non-diving pool. This one's going to be 6 feet deep on this side, and the main reason for that is the tanning ledge thing. You can't have a tanning ledge and a 8-foot depth in this size pool. I could go up to the next size and get both, but that was a lot more money, and it wasn't worth it to us. Like we weren't going to put in a diving board anyway. It's just not something that we're into. So 14 feet off of there is where the end of the shallow end is, and then it starts going down to about 6 feet deep over here, and all the slides have a slope. So that's another reason I want to get that inside, because I don't want to have to try to deal with that from up here. Well, maybe I can. Maybe I can reach over this way and scoop it out. I don't know. I just want to get the mass of dirt out of there, because I have to return that thing tomorrow, and then I can do the fine tuning, you know, with the shovel by hand. But other than that, just trucking along. I'm gonna have some lunch here. Gosh, that's depressing as I turn the camera around. It's a lot of dirt I gotta deal with. Where the heck am I gonna put that? I don't know. Most of it's gonna go back in. I gotta fill the ditch on that side that I dug too much out. The tanning ledge thing gets filled with dirt, and then our level is going to be off of the pad at the end of the stairs. So out here, this thing's going to be, you know, like this high. So this is all going to get a retaining wall and filled in too. So maybe most of this dirt will get used up and it won't be so bad. This is daunting though. Can you imagine doing all this with a shovel? I'm beginning to think I chose the wrong assistant for this job. She isn't helping at all. Well, things are slowly progressing. It's like a week later. We had a holiday and some vacation in there, but so you can see
obviously I finished the excavation. I have all these orange dots around here that indicate the final height for the bottom of the wall. So I'm going to start putting these together, and it's pretty simple. I mean, they just bolt together so far. There are some braces and stuff that I haven't figured out yet. They're about 2 feet, so I'm going to need some space behind the wall to assemble the braces. But I want to just kind of get them staggered and put in the right places so far. The step is a different animal. I'll probably start that tomorrow, but it's a whole different palette, different hardware kit, different drawing, everything. So I'm just going to focus on the walls for now. Skimmer, return. Is that all you need to know? Probably. Yeah. Well, let me give you a close-up on how the excavation went. So in general, the excavation went okay. Obviously, I'm not an expert, so it's not very precise, but what I did was bring the whole thing down to the level of the walls that the walls are supposed to be at, because that's kind of the depth for the shallow end too. And it's pretty close, right? Like this dot here is my finished height, and it's probably hard to see on camera, but this is probably like an inch higher than that. So I got pretty close. I'll have to level this off and smooth it out, but I'm going to kind of wait until the last minute, because every time it rains, stuff like that's going to happen. Same thing for the deep end. This point here is pretty much the deepest point. It's about, this pool is a 6 foot deep pool, and you can kind of see in relation to the wall, you know, how deep it's going to be. So this is just the deepest point, and then I'm going to have to slope these walls by hand. The wall's going to be back here, so I got to do a bunch of layout and then just shovel the, you know, with precision by hand. But again, I'll do it at the last minute once we get ready to do the poolcrete base. So it went okay. Ultimately it'll be deep end here, and then somewhere right around here it'll be the break point, and then a shallow, and then the step is like right along here somewhere. So this part will be mostly step. And yeah, I think it went okay for a, you know, rookie greenhorn newbie excavator guy. Nobody died. I didn't hit anything. Not true. Hit lots of irrigation lines, but that's okay. I expected that to happen. And the only thing you may not have seen over here is I did a little ditch too for the utilities. Right where my tractor's sitting, that's where we're going to put the heater and pump and everything. And the chunk of grass I left there that's where my internet fiber optic line is, so I gotta dig that by hand. But otherwise we're cruising right along. It's time to actually start making it look like a pool now. Got the wall assembled yesterday. This is all my hardware for the braces on the outside here. Little stakes that you drive into the ground, and then that's like a turnbuckle thing to plumb the wall up and down. So I have to look into that. There's some pieces I need for the step here. And you can kind of see, well, you can probably hear my attitude is less than great, because now I have to put together this step, and there's a lot of pieces, and each one of those bags over there is 50, so it's over 600 bolts I have to put in here, which is kind of bonkers. But so I'm going to start working on that. The other thing I'm going to do now is just double check my reference point off of my concrete with the laser to make sure the wall is at the right finished height. And then if I get this corner at the right height, then I can just work with the level and make sure the walls are always level.
And you can kind of tell by looking, like that one has a gap at the top but no gap at the bottom, and that one's vice versa, right? So something's gonna have to shift and get a little wonky there, but I don't think it's actually critical. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect because it doesn't actually support the track. The coping that you attach to the top here is what supports the track, so that controls like how the liner hangs in here. So yeah, I'm just gonna get it ballpark level and fill up any holes that you can see under the wall where the dirt has come out. We got to have it fully supported, but anyway, that's what I'm going to do today. Work on step assembly and start squaring this thing. Make all these plans and then nothing ever happens the way I think it should. But anyway, I thought I was going to build the step, and then I realized if I did build the step, this would all get a lot harder because I still needed to straighten and square and level and raise the walls. So I started working on that, just about done. Started by squaring that wall off the end of the house there, so that's in line with the end. And these walls, you can see, are still crooked. All these braces are here, but they're not tied to the ground yet. I just bolted everything together, got the braces assembled. I'll square this, plumb this, and then put the stakes in the ground. So that's my intention for today. I have a couple of them done. Let me wander over here. This side actually came out pretty good. I got all of the braces and stakes in on this side. It's plumb. Everything is at the right height within a 1/4 inch over the whole pool. So I feel pretty good about that. I just set my laser, well, I set my laser on the bottom of the stairs, and that established my height. And then I transfer that over to here and transfer that over to here. So it's been working pretty good. Obviously I'm gonna have to build a retaining wall out here because this is 2 feet too high. But yeah, it's been going okay. I have my footing scheduled for, my footing inspection scheduled for next week, and then concrete a couple of days after that. I have to pour a 8-inch by 24-inch ring all the way around this pool. Just lock all this stuff together. So that'll be good. Oh, and the other thing, maybe you haven't seen it yet, but I've been putting pieces of rebar in. See that little piece of rebar sticking out? So that helps lock everything together too. But we're coming along, getting excited. Maybe, I don't know, 4 weeks left or something. Well, it's been a couple weeks since I did my last update here. Had to stop and put a new railing on the deck, so it was really important. So let me see, what have we missed? I got all the walls assembled and poured a concrete ring around the whole outside, and then I filled up the tanning ledge with concrete too. There's about, I don't know, 2 feet of concrete underneath here, and I just filled this with dirt, so this is all going to get a nice level coat of poolcrete. Did a little bit of backfilling over here, and then yesterday my poor son and I spent all day digging out the deep end. If I had been a better excavator operator, I would have got close to this, but instead I was like 2 feet off. So we had to dig all this in by hand, which sucked. So today we're fine tuning, and we're just going to set up some strings down here and get our, final grade. It's been pretty easy digging because it's just nice soft sand. So this is probably the last moment of rough excavation, and we're going to switch over to precision and accuracy and measuring and using the drawings and things that actually matter. So yeah, it's been fun. Coming down to it now, I think we got about 2 or 3 weeks left until my self-imposed deadline, but that should be doable. I did this equipment pad like a week ago. Just got the stuff sitting there for now. I have my electrical conduit. I got a hole to run my gas line, which I haven't done yet. And I think we're gonna put an outlet out there, so I ran a conduit there too. And I started working on the poolcrete floor, and I got some of it done. You can see like the walls and corners are done on the deep end, and that took about 5 or 6 hours. I think this was like 7 or 8 bags, something like that. So it's kind of a weird product. It has a little bit of give to it, like a almost rubber, like a sport court, but it's still hard, and I can kind of brush. I still have to brush these high points off so it's nice and smooth, but yeah, so that's been fine. My goal for today is to get this part done, the bottom of the deep end, and then the slope part. I think that's a good goal. And of course I've had the rain washing some out, so I have to redo that part, but not so bad. We'll keep trucking, and that leaves tomorrow to do this piece and the steps and the tanning ledge here. I think I have like 30 bags left, something like that. So I rented a concrete mixer too. It's not too bad.
As you can see, we've moved on to the plumbing phase. This is the equipment pad, heater, filter, and pump. I have shut-off valves for each of my supply and return, and then those little guys are for the deck jets. I have a lot more components to figure out yet, like we're putting in a saltwater system. That's some sort of sacrificial anode to prevent corrosion, I think. So I have to figure out where that goes. But basically, water returns from the pool in these two. Comes up here, that's a check valve so that the pump doesn't lose its prime. We are, I think, like 4 feet above the level of the water. So that's a possibility that the pump could lose its prime. So we're adding the check valve. And then pump, obviously, sand filter. It's going to go from the pump to the filter, from the filter to the heater, and then from the heater back to the pool. And I'm going to put the saltwater generator thing between the heater and the exit back to the pool. I think that's what I figured out. So still a lot of screwing around right here. These are all my lines. This is 2-inch schedule 40, and it's pretty much off the shelf at Home Depot. The only thing that was special, you can see sometimes I have flexible line in there when there's a lot of complicated fittings. So I just ordered that off of Amazon. That was a pretty nice product. I'm going to use that a bit up on the equipment pad too. And then our skimmers are like an Aqua Genie brand, so they have a big supply and return plumb to it, and they have a support as well down to the concrete because there's a lot of weight there. So bolted those on, added all the fittings yesterday. I did pretty much everything you see here yesterday, so not too bad. And then over on the far side we have electrical conduit going to an outlet that's going to be there for, I don't know, lights or something, maybe an outlet for power out here, I don't know yet. And then this is one return, an additional return that we for some reason don't have. I dug through every box and they did not send me the actual return fitting, so I ordered that from Amazon last night, which is not a big deal. I think I even got the same brand and it's like 30 bucks, so that should be here tomorrow. And yeah, the inside went pretty much okay. I mean, it's all wrapped up here, it's solid. And now before we do the liner, we have to come in here and kind of sweep it and use a shop vac and get all the little gunk out and little leaves and everything. It's been a couple of days, kept working on everything. We got the gas line in, finished my electrical inspection with the city. So I'm able to be terminating and wrapping things up. I got all our plumbing done except for the deck jets. Those go to the far side of the pool, and I haven't done that yet, so we'll get there. Everything is coming along. We also had to put our bonding on, which is that copper grounding wire that you see going around the pool. For our area, we're required to attach it in 4 corners. And then it runs up here. There's a grounding rod I drove into the ground on the corner of the equipment pad, and then it hits like the pump and the heater and the water through the zinc anode. So that's all kind of dictated by the region. I think yesterday I put all this coping on. That was pretty simple, just a bunch of self-tapping screws. Got this return over here wrapped up too. Nothing special. And we have water arriving tomorrow. We have a well here, and so I didn't want to have to go 15,000 gallons through my well, and also there's a lot of minerals in the water, which I've read are not great for a pool. So I just went ahead and ordered water from a water delivery service. It shows up in a truck, chlorinated and filtered and ready to go. So
think they show up at noon tomorrow. So I'm going to be putting this foam on tonight, and just got to clean everything and sweep it and vacuum it out. This just gets attached with that spray foam over there, the spray adhesive. I have to duct tape the seams and a couple other small details, but it's pretty straightforward. This just goes between the liner and the metal walls, and then it also goes over everything on the tanning ledge here, so protects it and gives it a soft feeling. So anyway, cruising right along. Let's see, today is Thursday evening, so hopefully by Friday evening this thing will be full, and maybe by Saturday we could be swimming. Now, big news, lots of progress. Pool got filled 2 days ago. We had quotes for $80,000 to $120,000 for this, and my budget was $30,000. So, you know, that's pretty substantial. It's worth the backache and the headaches and the stress. I think we did it in about 8 weeks. I started just before July 4th, and this is the end of August. So that's exciting. I would recommend it. Find out what the rules are in your area. I've had a lot of inspections and consultations with people, and you know, I still have some hurdles to jump there, but overall it's going well. So yeah, it's been a great experience, and I highly recommend DIY pool install.